As the eras changed, the distance between humans and gods increased. In the Satya Yuga, humans were part of nature, living in harmony with it as friends. However, in the Kali Yuga, humans have become enemies of nature. During the Satya Yuga, God was a well-known figure, almost a part of our families. If we think of God as good and the devil as bad, in the Satya Yuga, good and bad existed between different worlds. Wars between good and evil took place across different dimensions. God wanted to teach humans how to uphold righteousness, but humans did not learn. Humans asked God how they, as mere mortals, could save righteousness if even God struggled. God understood and decided to take human form in the Treta Yuga to demonstrate righteousness. In the Treta Yuga, God incarnated as Vamana, Parasurama, and Rama. During this era, good and evil were present on different continents. Wars, like the one between India and Lanka in the Ramayana, were fought between these forces. Humans could still communicate directly with nature. For instance, in the Ramayana, birds like Jatayu and Sampati, apes like Hanuman, and others could interact with humans. Despite God's efforts, humans still did not fully grasp the concept of equity. In the Dwapara Yuga, it was necessary to have an extremely intelligent teacher to guide the world in upholding righteousness. Vishnu decided to incarnate as Krishna. In this era, good and bad were present within households, as illustrated by the Mahabharata, where conflicts arose between family members. By the time Kali Yuga arrived, the struggle between good and evil had become internal, residing within each person's heart. Krishna's avatar is unique because he was aware of his divine nature from birth. Rama taught adherence to righteousness despite hardships, while Krishna taught how to protect righteousness In the kingdom of Mathura, King Ugrasena had two children, Kamsa and Devaki. Kamsa loved his sister Devaki dearly and pampered her. He arranged a grand wedding for her with Vasudeva. However, during the celebrations, a divine voice, Akasavani, announced that Devaki's 8th child would kill Kamsa. Fear of death transformed Kamsa into a tyrant. He dragged Devaki from her chariot and threatened to kill her, but Vasudeva intervened, promising to surrender their 8th child to Kamsa. Kamsa imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva and killed their first 6 children. These 6 children, in relation, were Kamsa's sons-in-law. One day, Narada Muni visited Kamsa and pointed out that the 6 children might support their younger brother, the 8th child, thus leading to Kamsa's death. Overcome with fear, Kamsa killed the 6 children. Devaki experienced profound grief and despair. When Devaki became pregnant for the 7th time, Vishnu used his power, Yogamaya, to transfer the fetus to Rohini's womb. This child, Balrama, was an avatar of Adishesha, who accompanied Vishnu in every incarnation. Kamsa believed Devaki had a miscarriage and awaited the birth of the 8th child. Devaki became pregnant again, and Kamsa increased the guards around the prison. He instructed the soldiers to inform him immediately upon the birth of the child. He even tied a donkey to the prison door to wake the guards if the baby cried. Devaki grew increasingly anxious, contemplating killing the baby herself to spare it from Kamsa. One night, a bright light appeared in the prison, revealing Lord Vishnu to Devaki. He asked her to accept him as her child. Overjoyed, Devaki agreed. That night, under the Ashtami moon and Rohini star, Devaki silently endured labor pains and gave birth to Krishna. Surprisingly, the baby did not cry. Soldiers and the donkey fell unconscious due to Vishnu's Maya, divine illusion, and the prison doors opened. Vasudeva, understanding what to do, placed Krishna in a small basket and set out for Rapala, where Yashoda and Nanda lived. As he reached the Yamuna River, it began to rain heavily, and the river overflowed. Trusting Vishnu, Vasudeva entered the river. The water rose to his neck, but he continued. As the water reached his mouth, he raised the basket with Krishna above his head. Krishna's tiny feet touched the river, causing it to part, allowing Vasudeva to walk on dry land. Adishesha, in the form of a giant serpent, protected Krishna from the rain with his hood. Vasudeva safely reached Repala and swapped Krishna with Yashoda's newborn daughter, Yogamaya. Yashoda was unconscious during the switch. This miraculous event ensured Krishna's safety and set the stage for his future deeds. Krishna's birth and journey symbolize divine intervention and protection, emphasizing his role as a savior in Kali Yuga, where the battle between good and evil is internal.